Hello, guys. Welcome back. Try to get the message and disregard the messenger's current state of looking a bit of a mess. Um, I've been going around with Odin on a certain topic, and he's been trying. He will be as gentle as long as he can. He'll show great forbearance and mercy. And then if you'll give him no quarter, he will strike, and he will strike hard, and it will be to the matter, and it will be when you least expect it. And I had really taken to heart, as we described it in one of the comments in one of the videos, the mistresses with furs that have to, write all these books and look how much he gave me, look at my new fur, and a lot of other people. Of if you're not hanging yourself on meat hooks, or he hasn't appeared in the astral realm and stabbed you 30 times with Gungnir, he doesn't really love you. He loves me because it happened to me, but he doesn't love you. And as we've discussed, one of you, in the comment section before, a lot of people will make stuff up. Some people will exaggerate. And as I've said, sometimes mental illness does play into it, and we should have that honest discussion. One of the first things they do with people that claim to see saints, in the Catholic Church, is make sure you're not. And I'd really taken it to heart, and we reached the point today where I was making a video for you for Patreon. This, you will not see this on Patreon. Don't worry, you have weeks worth of stuff that nobody's seen apparently. And I was making this video, and I'd made my mind up. I was damn well not going to listen to him, because I didn't owe him a loyalty he was not going to give to me, because mistresses with the fur and all these other things. And I started watching Sir Ian McKellen. And I thought, well, this is lovely. It's Ian. I'll get a break from Odin. I'll do this thing. Our disagreement, I felt like it was sort of touching on our disagreement, and I didn't know why, because what did his career and what did him being at Oxford speaking have to do with, the problems I was having with Odin? And at the end, he decided to do some Shakespeare that I hadn't been exposed to, and this is Sir Ian McKellen doing it, and there's a reason he's known for doing Shakespeare, and I lost it. I started to cry, and he's talking about The Strangers, and this was a play written, by Shakespeare. It was one of those things that was never quite done in public until, relatively recently, back in 64, I think he played the role. And at the time, there were riots in England, and they wanted to get rid of, these foreigners that are coming into, things never changed. In the 1600s, they wanted to get rid of these foreigners that were taking all their jobs. They wanted them out of England. And the way these young people were going to do, these young, young professionals of the time were going to do it, was to have riots in the streets. And there was a sainted man, and they had him go out and talk to them. And he said, well, we cannot let you have your way through violence, because that only teaches you and everyone else that, oh, if I want my way, go out in the street and run riot, and we can get whatever we want. We can change our mind tomorrow and get something else. And he said, that won't do. We have to have law and order. And he said, let's say you get your way. You get all the foreigners out. They're all sent somewhere. He said, I want you to imagine those people leaving. And I want you to imagine these people with their children on their backs and everything else. I'm not going to cry again. And he says, I want you to imagine these people being made to leave, and how good you'll feel about yourself, because your bullying and terrifying the populace got you your way. And how someone else seeing that is then going to use these tactics on you, and you will never be able to live in a peaceful society, because that is all society will become. He said, imagine still, you offend a king, and the king sent you away. what country could you go to? And what country would you want to live in that would tolerate what you're doing? Could you possibly want to live in a country that would say, yes, the way we handle things around here is that when people get pissed off and they don't like something, they just run riot in the streets and they destroy things and they threaten to murder people. That's how we run things around here. And it actually touched nothing at all on the problems I was having with Odin, but it touched exactly on them. Because I had had experience with Shakespeare in college and I thought about the things we had done. And I don't even know if it was Shakespeare now, about a greyhound being brought to heel, being, brought to the master's side and being, obedient and everything. That might have not even been Shakespeare. I'm not sure who it was, but it was not, I am the god, you're going to listen to me. It was, this is why you're listening. You're a better human being. You've done Shakespeare. You understand Shakespeare. You're a more awake being. You don't have to have furs given to you. You don't have to have these experiences. And I love you, damn it, basically is what the speech was. Those words were in Ian's speech, but that's basically what the speech was. And we have to remember that the love we get from the gods is going to fit each of us uniquely. I don't need to be the mistress with the furs, and believe me, as Sir Ian McKellen was going on with the rest of his talk, it was about an hour or so long. I'm there very bitter and resentful, pausing it at times and going into, like, where we have the temple area and telling Loki, well, if he had really wanted to impress me, I would be the one who wrote the books. Because remember, before I had the stroke, I was a writer. I would be the one with the notoriety. I don't want to be famous, but, I would be the one with a successful career. I would have these things. And, I was just sounding off. And Odin's response was, you don't need those things. You've had Shakespeare. You've acted. You've had the portion of things you need, and that it doesn't look like what anybody else got. You don't have to worry about that. So he yelled at me through Shakespeare, which is pretty much how our relationship works. And he was kind of bringing me to heel, because he says, I have a thing that I'm very much akin to Loki, which is why we work so well together, where we will go out and do a thing we don't even want to do just to spite you. I really didn't even want to go to that club. If you would invite me to go out and go to a bar or, meet overly friendly local people, I'd be like, ugh, no. But you give me the one thing that suddenly bothered Odin, and I'm off like a shot because we're having a disagreement about something else. And this is nothing I would do in real life. I wouldn't just go to some random dungeon and have at it. And he said, I'm protecting you. I'm protecting you, and that's also something you're not going to do for various reasons. So it was a breakthrough for us, and it was a reminder, we're all going to have distinctly different relationships with the gods. No one else is ever going to have that experience in the history of ever, because they're not me. And I'm not these mistresses with the furs, as we will now call them on this channel, prancing around with my little fur and saying, look what I have. He loves me more. I'm not going to do that, If I share something, I share something with you because I was usually on the brink of despair, and here's what happened. Or he tried to do it really nicely for weeks or months or years, and I would not listen, and here's what I had to go through. So it's one of those things, because I couldn't figure out why we keep going around and we keep going around and we keep going around and we keep sparring on things, and I just really let that whole mistress with the furs thing really get under my skin and really rankle me and really, bother me, and I couldn't be at peace. And so, in that authoritative way of Odin, he finally said, you don't have those things because you don't need those things. You will have the portion of things I think you need. Nobody quite tells you to go to hell like Odin does. And it was timely. I needed it because we were very close to. I was talking to Loki. We were very close to. I said, I just do not think I can serve your brother anymore. I said, we always come to this and we always come to loggerheads. I said, I think we are just basically incompatible. And Loki actually told me that. He said, I really don't think the two of you are compatible, but Odin chose me. And if he's chosen you, it's going to be that same thing. You might have a long period where you're not compatible until you learn to adjust to each other. And he will adjust to a certain extent, so will Loki, and Loki's your friend. If you work with Loki and you're serving Loki and you're doing the best you can, he will be your friend. And as my friend, he said, I really don't think you should go forward, but he chose this and you chose to go forward, so there's, not a lot I can do about it at this point except to advise you that you're both so strong-willed that it's going to be either very happy for both of you or a lot of pain for both of you because you both are stubborn and dig in your heels and you won't give an inch. So we have to learn to yield at certain times. There will be things where Odin may not like what I'm doing, but he will acquiesce, and at the same time, there will be times I really intensely want to go do something, and Odin will say no, and I have to acquiesce. So I hope that helps, and it feels timely for some reason. Anything I say about Odin can apply to Loki as well, or any deity. You have to have give and take in the relationship. You have to have all these things you're going to have to go through, all the mistresses with the fur, and all the groupies, and all the other things. And it really doesn't matter, I think, the type of relationship you have with the deity. It's still, it still hurts to have someone strut up to you and go, look what he gave me. He loves me more. He doesn't need you. He has me. And that's basically what they're saying, and they know it. They're not stupid people. Never underestimate your opponent. They're not stupid people. They know damn well what they're doing. So, I hope that helps. And I hope this channel never makes anybody feel like, oh, I don't have that. We all get a very distinctly different portion, and that our portions don't look the same. It's not a game. It's not a game of last Lokean standing or last person that loves Odin standing. It really is not. It's, we're not playing, what is that for the young people? They all die. I know the Japanese name, but I can't think of the, something Firehawks something. I don't know. Anyhow, my only thing coming to me is Game of Thrones, and I'm like, that's not it. Firebird, fire something. I don't know. Anyhow, if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.